Take a second and look back at the last few years. If you're like most people, it feels like your life has been stuck on fast forward. The months are blurring together, and entire years seem to vanish before you can even register them. In the spring of 2020, the external markers we use to measure our lives, office commutes, social gatherings, and public events, simply vanished. Without those landmarks to anchor our memory, our internal clock lost its rhythm, turning the last 6 years into one long, indistinguishable fog. But the reason time is still flying by today is much more personal. You've accepted a low-level, mediocre routine as your baseline. Same daily commute, same cheap food, same screens, same conversations. When every day is identical, your brain stops recording new memories. You've built yourself a comfortable, invisible cell of mundane repetition, and time is just rushing past the bars. The strangest part of this confinement is that the door is completely unlocked. You are entirely free to walk out and build a better life at any given moment. So why don't you? Hunters catch monkeys in the wild by dropping a single peanut into a heavy jar with a narrow neck. The monkey reaches in, grabs the bait, makes a fist, and gets stuck. It could run away at any second, but it refuses to let go of the peanut. Your daily life is crowded with peanuts. The constant drip of group chat gossip, the social media notifications you can't ignore, the compulsive need to binge a new show the second it drops. You cling to these cheap, immediate dopamine hits so fiercely that you forfeit your actual freedom. The thought of deleting the app or missing out on the group chat terrifies you, so you stay trapped in the jar. Why do we choose these trivial distractions over building a life we actually want to live? It comes down to biological hardware. While long-term memory is limitless, your daily working memory, your mental RAM, has finite capacity. If you cram that RAM with apps, alerts, and microdramas from the moment you wake up, the system crashes. Your brain runs out of space. This creates a state of cognitive exhaustion. When your processing power is consumed by minor anxieties, your brain rejects complex, meaningful goals to protect itself from total burnout. Consider the highest stakes version of an inescapable trap. For decades, Alcatraz was America's most secure federal prison. Surrounded by freezing water and sheer cliffs, it was designed to break the will of anyone trying to get out. Then came Frank Morris. An inmate with a long history of breaking out of everywhere else, he immediately started planning an exit from a place the entire world said was escape-proof. The psychological pressure inside was suffocating. Guards patrolled the corridors round the clock. Every move was monitored. Morris recruited 3 other men for his plan, but history rarely talks about the 4th inmate. On the night of the escape, that 4th man froze. Paralyzed by the fear of being caught and spending a few days in solitary confinement, he stayed in his cell. Morris and the other 2 executed the impossible. They chipped away the concrete around a ventilation grate, a fraction of an inch at a time, using stolen kitchen spoons. They built decoy heads from soap and toilet paper to fool the night guards. That 4th inmate traded a lifetime of freedom to avoid a long weekend of discomfort. We do the exact same thing. We endure years of quiet misery just to avoid the friction of trying something difficult. Staying in your comfort zone is the highest risk choice you can possibly make. There's an old parable about a young man searching a vast beach for a single magic pebble that turns things to gold. He was told he would know it because it would be warm to the touch. He spent months picking up stones, feeling them, and tossing the cold ones into the sea. Over time, his pace accelerated. Pick up, check, toss. It became a mindless physical reflex. Finally, in his 5th month, his fingers closed around a warm stone. But his body was already moving. Before his brain could register the heat, his muscle memory hurled the magic pebbles straight into the waves. When you obsess over massive, distant future goals, you stop paying attention to the work right in front of you. You go on autopilot. And when a real opportunity finally lands in your hand, your habits just toss it away. Your brain is incapable of effectively processing the distant future. It gets overwhelmed. The only place you can actually spot an opportunity and execute a change is in the immediate present. Stop staring at the 50-foot prison wall of your future goals. It's too big and it's paralyzing you. Focus strictly on the spoon in your hand today. Find the one small, uncomfortable task you need to do right now and start chipping away at the plaster. Don't worry about the freezing ocean you have to cross next year. Motivation does not fall from the sky to cause action. You take action first. You force yourself to sit down and do the work, and the momentum of that action is what generates the motivation to keep going. You trade the overwhelming weight of the future for the singular, manageable weight of a step forward. You stop waiting to feel ready and begin occupying the only space where change actually happens, the immediate present. Breaking out of a mediocre life takes time, but the decision to pick up the spoon, ignore the noise, and start digging, that happens right now.